my gorgeous light beings, my healers, my star seeds, my light workers. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, The Pleiadian Priestess. Today's reading is going to be another juicy one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for sticking around and watching the whole reading, right? Let me stop. Today's reading is going to be about what are people digging about your looks? What do people dig, like, love, appreciate, adore, obsess, like what they love about your looks, essentially, okay? It could be right now. It could be in general. Take the reading how it resonates for you. But I kind of wanted to, do like maybe a checking because I've done this reading a few times already. Like, what do people think about your beauty, your looks, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? So I'm like, right now in the life, how you're living your life. I did a reading about what's super attractive about you right now, and that was more so like energetically. I wanted to get more into looks. You know what I mean? So what looks you're giving aesthetics, whatever that people are digging, is the word that I was using, my word of choice for this reading. But always remember to take what resonates. If it's getting boring, you don't like it, you don't want to watch it anymore, feel free to always click off, use your discernment. But you have 4 readings to choose from today, okay? With 4 gorgeous ladies as usual. You're going to choose whichever reading or reading call out to you the most, okay? And as always, I will see you gorgeous people at your reading. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe after the reading. If you want a personal reading, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But without further ado, I'll see you gorgeous people at your reading. Bye. Mwah. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 1 or the number 1 group 1, however you got here, welcome to your reading. Today's reading is going to be interesting reading because I don't know why I feel like I wanted to do this reading, and now that I'm starting to do it, I feel a little unsure. So I guess I'll see how group 1 goes, and if it doesn't go very well, then I guess we're going to scrap the reading. But basically, we're going to do how are people digging your looks right now, okay? So we did a reading about what is making you super, mega, super, ultra attractive. I guess we're going to do a reading about, hold on. Yeah, what makes you mega, super, ultra attractive, whatever I name the reading. And now this one's going to be what specifically about what are people digging about your looks right now, okay? So this is just about physicality, okay? So I have my dice, I have my tarot cards, and I think that's all that I'm going to use. If I need more clarifiers, I guess I'll use the herbal astrology oracle that I'm used to using, but we'll see what comes through. So for my group ones, please spirit, what are people digging about their looks right now? What are people digging about their looks? Okay. Their physical looks. What are people digging about them specifically? Okay. Interesting. You're having more fun with your looks. You could be in your era of like wearing, I'm hearing shoulder pads, or you look a little, maybe militant, or you look more like in control. So there's something that looks more confident about you, in control about how you look. I do think for some of you, you're purposely dressing in a certain way to make you look more commanding, okay? Like I said, I'm hearing shoulder pads, maybe more suits, pantsuits, or like, how can I explain it? Like I'm hearing like Joan of Arc is the best way to describe it, like fierce looks, Maybe you're wearing a bold eyeliner that breaks out your eyes, the kohl around your eyes. Like you're giving warrior-esque. It's the vibe that I'm getting from you guys. Or you're like having more fun with your outfits. You're not taking yourself too seriously. Because the first card that came out is the Hierophant in reverse. This is the first card that I saw. And the Hierophant upright is about tradition. Okay, the Hierophant in reverse is like a non-traditional take on things. So if you're a woman, you're wearing more suits. If you're a man, maybe you're doing things more. You're wearing more feminine clothing, more feminine colors. Maybe you're wearing pink. Maybe you're wearing purple. Who knows? Stuff like that. Since I was gonna put it upright, and then they said nah, leave it in reverse. So you're taking a more unconventional approach to how you look. So maybe you've changed your attire completely, you've got a new wardrobe, or you're moving more out of your comfort zone. That's what the Hierophant can also mean. Somebody or something you take comfort in, and you're like moving away from that, okay? Now the next card we have out is the Emperor, okay? And the Emperor is a card of being very commanding, very in charge, very, here cutthroat, very militant. It's like giving, maybe you're wearing more, what do they call those things that Scottish people wear? I'm hearing petticoats. That could be something coming through, but it's like the Scottish people wear kilts. Like you're a guy that's wearing kilts and it's a part of your culture. Okay, I'm also hearing Samoan, so there could be something about that. Maybe you're getting more tribal tattoos. 'Cause I know they're known for that. The guys are also known to like be, hula dance and wear those. I don't know what it's specifically called in that culture, but it's like the that we see in all the movies where when people go to Hawaii, they're wearing like the things with the luau kind of thing. Maybe you're wearing more stuff like that. Maybe you're wearing more skirts in general if you're a girl. Maybe you're wearing skirts if you're a guy. It doesn't really matter, stuff like that. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is all about fun and celebration. So you're wearing like really fun, funky looks, maybe more patterns, more bright, vibrant colors, things that are bringing attention to you, because that's what the Emperor's all about. He commands attention. He takes control of the chessboard. He takes control of his aesthetic, his look, the room, commands the room kind of energy. So the looks you're going for now is like giving you a more, I'm hearing hot commodity, in demand kind of energy, because now everybody wants to maybe look like you. And I'm hearing your, what is the thing? Like your point of reference is a way to say what I'm thinking of, but it's not really coming to me right now. It's kind of like you're the fashion statement right now. People are looking at what you're doing and you're setting the tone for what's to come in like the fashion world. So you could be someone who is very big on fashion, not very big on fashion. Okay, maybe some of you are growing a beard or trying to grow a beard. Okay, if you're a guy watching, for my masculines watching, maybe some of you are trying to grow more hair. I'm hearing some of you could have gotten your teeth done, or you're getting into like teeth whitening. Okay, some of you are growing your hair longer in general, just period. Okay, it could be beard or just hair. Maybe you're smiling more, and that's what's making you, about your looks, you're smiling more, and that's making you very attractive. But this Hierophant here is like being a leader in a community. So in your little community, whatever you're wearing or whatever you're doing, people are being inspired by you. It's basically the vibe that I'm getting. And that's what is like, people are digging about your looks. So you're kind of taking more control of what you're doing and what you're wearing. And I don't really care what people think, honestly. The Three of Cups can be an energy of you're dressing up with friends. And it's funny because I was on my way to work today and I was like on Facebook. I don't even know why I go on Facebook, because nobody be on Facebook anymore, but I just see the funniest videos. So there's this guy who was like, when your friend group decides to dress like all emo and go out for brunch, and he's just showing his like 11 to 10 friends, and they're all in different states of emo wear. Okay, if you guys want to see the video and want to have a laugh with me, I can go look it up for you, because I shared it with my best friend. So the link is somewhere out there where I can find it easily. He's just showing all his friends. And they're all in different states of emo wear. Some of them are wearing different colored wigs, and it's just the funniest thing ever. And they're all just like trying to be so serious and broody and mean and sad. And it's just had me giggling, okay? So what you're wearing could be like bringing people mirth, humor, joy. Or you're dressing like very dark and dressing like emo, but basically him and his friends kept getting weird looks because they went out like dressed all emo, and one of the black guys was wearing like a blue wig, another person was wearing a purple wig, like someone had smudges around their eyes to make like the dark, dark circles around your eyes, but you could tell there was like makeup, like just the dark kohl, that was coming through the dark eyeliner. It was just the funniest video ever. And they were all like in different states of emo wear, and it was just hilarious. And that could be something you and your friends are doing. You're all like adopting the same aesthetic and starting to look alike, right? And that's what people are thinking about your looks, that you're dressing with friends, you're dressing up with friends, Or they're realizing that you and your friends are starting to dress more alike and look alike in general. Maybe it's something you're not noticing, but people are noticing that and digging it, because people love friends who dress up in similar outfits. But it's also giving me the Mean Girls reference, where it's like on Wednesdays we wear pink. So people are realizing that you and your friends at work all start wearing the same color on Wednesdays, and it's like an unspoken rule. It's not, something that you have verbalized that we all should wear pink or purple or whatever, but you guys started doing it, It's kind of like the more you spend time with someone or people in general, the more you start assimilating with each other. And that's kind of what the Three of Cups is giving me. But I just keep seeing that video, child. That man was funny. One black guy was wearing a blue wig. Another guy was wearing a purple wig. I feel like they all kind of look like different anime characters, for example. So maybe you're wearing more things that make you look like an anime character. I'm hearing that verse from Ashniko where he's like, hentai boobies, that excites me. I think he really likes me, acts politely. Can I? Dun, 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 dun. Slumber Party is the name of the song by Ashniko, which she's like, hentai boobies, that excites me. So we all know, if you watch anime, the girls in the shows or movies, whatever, are over sexualized. They have the biggest boobies, the smallest waist, and the hips, and that's not how regular people look, or people in Japan in general look at all, which always pisses me off. I'm like, y'all know, whoever's making these shows, y'all know y'all girls don't look like this, so stop it. It's also giving me, what is it called? There's something, it's called like something baby girl. Is it K baby girl? Alternative baby girl? I don't know, something like that is coming through. Is it Jap? I don't know. But it's an aesthetic where they all look like a something baby girl. Let me see if I can look it up. Okay, so I looked it up, and it's ABG, Asian baby girl. I don't know, I was hearing alt baby girl, who knows? That could be your thing as well, alternative, and people are noticing you're dressing more like that. Because even in this card, now that I'm looking at it more, he is definitely giving an emo boy. I am in love with the emo girl, emo boy, because he's wearing the black, like, punk skater t-shirt. He's wearing the black pants, but instead he's smiling, okay? So maybe if you are someone whose, like, aesthetic is more, mean and, you know, stuff like that, people are realizing that you're, I'm going to turn on the computer, sorry. You're smiling more, even though your aesthetic is kind of more punk rock or whatever, okay? For others of you, you're wearing more collared shirts, okay? You're dressing more professional. But I do believe unconventional is the vibe coming through for y'all, mostly, because we have the Hierophant in reverse, and then we have the Emperor, so you're taking control of your looks and dressing more alternatively, and doing it confidently in a way where you don't care what people think, you know? The Earth Cup could also mean you're wearing more dresses and skirts and stuff like that, and then also she has a tattoo on her back. Okay, I think this is the trifold spiral. Maybe you're dressing more. I didn't mention, I know Scottish and Celtic aren't the same thing, but maybe you're dressing more Celtically. I think that's how it's pronounced, Celtic. But this is the trifold spiral, whatever it's called. But tattoos could be a thing as well. That's how people are digging your looks. You're getting more tattoos, or you're showing them off more, right? Okay, so let's get some general zodiac signs. We have first house. So your personality is shining through for sure. First house is also Aries, so you're wearing a lot more reds, you know, more intense, more passionate, more intimidating. And Aries is funny because that's the Emperor vibe right there. So yeah, you're definitely wearing more red, okay? You're definitely giving commander, strategist, army leader, you know, that's the vibe that's coming through. And that's an aesthetic, I'm pretty sure. So you're wearing more things that make you look serious and in control and mean and scary, which is like reds and bold colors, you know. And that's what people are thinking about your looks now. Now, if you're hearing what I'm saying right now and it's not resonating with you, then it's not your reading, honestly. I don't want to hear no complaining in the comments. Yeah, it's simple as that. We have 2, which is second house, which is Taurus energy. And it's funny how I was going to mention coquette. The coquette, because I was looking up, as you know, the Asian baby girl, and it was definitely taking me to this black girl who was dressing. She's embracing her baby girl aesthetic, and it's definitely like all pinks, more girly kind of energy, and that's the vibe that's coming through for you guys. Okay. I'm hearing bangs. Somebody here gotten bangs, maybe more ponytails, high ponytails. It's giving me Ariana Grande in her, I forget which phase it was, but she had her high pony. That could be becoming a part of your aesthetic more lately, and people are liking the way when you have your hair in a ponytail, or 2 ponytails, two pigtails, or I can't show you the picture right now, but it's giving 2 pigtails, or it's giving 1 ponytail, or it's giving how people put their hair in like knots with a bunch of hair sticking out the side, but it's like not a ponytail, you know? Like, you know, the best example I can use, you know how people like put their hair in like a bun and put the chopsticks through it? That could be something coming through as well. But the way the hair is like in a bun, but it's sticking out all over the place. It's like a messy bun vibe, you know? But it's like 2 at the bottom of your head right here. and like the hair's looking all crazy and cute and sticking out, you know, and then you have like bangs, something like that is coming through. You're wearing your curls out, and I do believe for some of you your hair is getting longer and the curls are like becoming, you know, it's like they're becoming their own person, like a mission statement kind of thing. People see your hair first, then they see you, okay? So messy bun, maybe the curly, like I have my little, those curly, but you can't really fully see it, but you know, that's coming through. You wear the 2 little curls in front of her hair to, like, you know, give you some fringe, I'm hearing, right? But Taurus is definitely giving very cutesy energy. And then it says, I'm made of glitter, water, and anxiety, for a picture that I'm seeing for a baby girl aesthetic. Tell him boy bye, middle fingers up. It's giving yes daddy. Okay, goodbye. I don't want to be your friend. I want to kiss your neck. Anxiety queen. Go ahead and cry. Little girl, nobody does like you do. Okay. Quiet girl with a dirty mind. Okay, so it's definitely a baby girl, child. Stop playing. But like I said, baby girl's definitely like more pinky and very girly and, you know, sugary sweet. And that's what Taurus definitely gives me, you know. Now we have Saturn. That's that Emperor energy coming through, more serious. Maybe you're someone who's more serious, who's trying to dress more girly and baby girly, or you're someone who's more baby girly who's trying to be taken more seriously, okay? So it's definitely giving soft girl with the baby girl, Asian baby girl, whatever you want to call it. It's giving coquette, right? It's giving lovey-dovey, romancy kind of dressing. That's what people like more about your looks. You're looking more romantic these days, if that makes sense. How did the dice end up like this? Wait. Hold on. Did you guys see this happen? When? This is hilarious to me. Okay, so we're getting Pluto vibes. So it's definitely getting your looks are going through a transformation. That's the funniest thing ever. I was not expecting that. And I'm like being extra smiley and giggly in this reading, so it's definitely giving your more giggly and smiley. And that's what people are liking about your looks, because this guy is giving you a full-blown smile, teeth and all, right? And then we have the Emperor, who's more serious, is giving RBF, okay? And then we have the 3 of Cups, and they have their backs turned towards everybody else. But this is also the Pleiadian star seed coming through. So you're definitely being very creative with your looks, okay? Maybe some of you are going blonde. Maybe some of you are, you know, going blue-eyed. I don't know, with your contacts, you know, getting blue eyes, whatever you want to call it. Here you have Pisces, so it's definitely getting dreamy. Maybe you're putting on a more like a mermaidy aesthetic and people love that, right? You're trying a bunch of different things here because you have a bunch of different aesthetics coming through. So maybe one day you're being more girly, one day you're being more serious and wearing suits and shoulder pads and it's giving Hillary Clinton, right? And then other times you're definitely giving baby girl, you know, pinks and soft powder blues and, you know, soft purples and it's giving, you know, baby girl, and other times you're giving commander, okay? We are wearing chains or whips or kilts or skirts and, you know, I'm just hearing fringe or blunt bangs, you know, maybe you got those really short bangs or not all the way, it's not covering your full forehead, but it's kind of like half foreheady, you know. It's giving me, if you guys know Truly on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, her sister is definitely in that. It's like very much, she's very emo-y, you know, very alternative energy, and she always cuts her bangs really short where it doesn't even reach the eyebrows, or just like this mid-forehead kind of stuff, fringe, I think is what it's called. That keeps coming through. But Pisces, like, looking very dreamy, ethereal, unreal. Okay, so some of you are definitely tying into the whole flowy dresses. It's giving, like I said, soft life, soft girl vibes, okay? Maybe some of you are really looking really young and exuberant, because I keep getting baby girl. And the cutest little babies came up, and I looked up baby girl aesthetic. But that's not really what I was looking up. I was looking up Asian baby girl. So let me see if anything specific comes through for that. Give me a second. Look at that. So I'm looking up Asian baby girl aesthetics, and it says it's the opposite, or contradicts the model minority stereotypes that are expected of Asian American women, such as being studious, obedient, and passive. So it's giving sexy vixen kind of energy, right? So doing the opposite of what's expected of you, not being studious, not being nerdy, not being submissive, right? So you're definitely being more hardcore kind of energy. And it says something here about it originated with Chinese American female gangsters in the 1990s, but can apply to any East or Southeast Asian ethnicity. Okay, so it's giving female gangster, which is the emperor vibe coming through, right? So you're still very feminine, right? For my females watching, not saying with the emperor coming through, you're more feminine. And it's funny because we have freaking Hierophant in reverse, unconventional. Exactly, you're going against, contradicting what maybe your culture or what you used to do or how you used to look. Energy, you're contradicting that, okay? But it's like you're still feminine, you still look very feminine, but it's like going against what is expected of you. So if you're a guy, you're wearing more, like I said, colors or, patterns, or you're wearing more skirts or kilts or whatever, kilts. And then if you're a girl, you're going more masculine. And that's you contradicting what's expected of you in society. And that's something that people are celebrating you for, the Three of Cups. And like I said, you and your friends could all be doing it together. So, for example, all your friends love the baby girl aesthetic, you're all dressing that way. All of your friends love drag, and all of you are dressing that way, Stuff like that is coming through. The last one we have is Uranus, which is definitely an energy, or Capricorn, I should say, which is Saturn coming through again. So, yeah, it's something here about going against traditionality, okay? What is expected of you, what is, conventionally attractive or accepted, I love that came through. Female gangsters, you're looking like you're female, right? But it's giving gangster, it's giving black, it's giving sexy, it's giving red, like it's giving bold dark colors to my females. And if you're a guy, it's giving like more soft, vibrant, poppy, uppity kind of colors. And it's like that's literally what all these cards are. If you want to see them all like upright, it's giving bubblegum pink, okay, and orange, vibrant orange. Here it's giving vibrant orange and red, okay, and here it's giving like a soft purple. So that's the vibe that you guys are giving off. That's what people are digging about your looks, the fact that you're going against what society expects of you and doing whatever you want, going against the grain. Yeah, tattoos in one woman are also seen as like alternative, or oh my gosh, you can't have too many tattoos. What are you doing? You're messing up your skin. Da, 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 da. No, you're getting tattoos, okay? That's funny. That video keeps coming through with the guy dressing up like. If I remember, I'm just gonna link it in the description box because it's just the cutest video ever. So you're definitely being more, what do you call it, modelly, where you're putting on the brooding face and that kind of thing is coming through a little bit. So some of you are definitely, transitioning over to being more serious. Others of you are transitioning over to being more bubbly and happy, or some of you are going from being bubbly and happy to more fierce and vixeny, That's the vibe that's coming through. Let's see what else it says. Oh, an Asian bad girl. Or Asian baby gangster. This is sexy. Yeah, and they're known for all the tattoos. Exactly. Now that I'm looking more into it, they have all these tattoos on them, and exactly, y'all are out here getting tattoos and y'all doing that Asian baby girl type stuff. And I love that for you, okay? Or just in general, you're getting more tattoos, being more fierce, more intimidating, alternative kind of vibe, and that's what people are thinking about your looks. Period. So let's see what comes through in this deck, and I'll leave you guys. What are people digging about microphone's looks? It's giving bad girl. Good girl gone bad. We love that for you. Rhodiola wisdom, and that's Saturn coming through. So it's like you've reached a point where you have become so self-aware that you finally know what you are. You've always known who you are. Now you're kind of leaning into that, right? So there's like a bunch of girls, as being a girl myself, growing up as a girl, where you see so many different aesthetics and so many different ways to be a girl. You don't really know where you fit in. And this Saturn, going through your Saturn return, means you're finally grown. You've evolved. You've reached a stage where you know who you are, essentially. Because you go through life, and it's like when you're like 27, 28, so your frontal lobe is fully developed, you've experienced a good amount of life at this point, and you know who you are. At that point, you know what you want to dress like and what you like after experimenting with all the different aesthetics that there is. And this wisdom is representing you finally reaching the final destination of knowing who you are and what you're going to dress like for the rest of your life. And you're leaning into that, and people are celebrating that and loving it, okay? I love this. This is a good energy to be in. And that's how we have Saturn and Capricorn and the Emperor coming through multiple times, because you're taking control and doing it fearlessly. And you're fully in control and not caring what people are saying or listening to what people say you should dress like or look like. Oh, I love this. And then the next card we have is Purity, Calendula. So others of you are definitely giving pure, innocent, childlike vibes. I'm getting two different aesthetics here, okay? Some of you could have been going from this pure to this wisdom. You were someone who was very, like, you know, childlike, innocent looking, and now you want to be taken more seriously. So you're dressing more intimidating, you know? Or intimidatingly, whatever the word would be. Or the context of the word. You're dressing more intimidating. So people are like, oh my gosh, this person can't be messed with anymore, you know? Maybe you're going from the studious, shy girl to the one who's like wearing whatever, boobs all out, thighs out, booty shake a leg, wearing all black, tattooed up. That's the vibe you're coming through as. And it's because you finally found the aesthetic that you want to be in for the rest of your life. And people are like, oh, look at her. It's giving unconventional. Whatever you've chosen as your aesthetic is unconventional. For a woman or a man, whatever, non-binary, whatever you want to call it, guys. But that's that wisdom coming through. I love how we have the unicorns here. Definitely, you stand out. Whatever you're dressing as is standing out in the crowd. And I mean, like, I feel like it would if it's going against conventionality. So you're standing out in the crowd with this, you know, wisdom. And it's definitely moving on from being this pure person, not really knowing who you are, what you want to do. But some of you are dressing like very bright and very vibrant. And that Taurus energy is coming through here with the bright colors and the pinks and the bubblegums and the baby girl aesthetic without the Asian baby girl attached to it, where you're dressing more soft girl, like more coquette dresses, because that is coming through the Three of Cups. You're enjoying and looking and having fun. You're enjoying exploring, you know, experimenting and having fun with your looks. And that's why people are digging your looks. That's why they're digging your looks. Okay. So I appreciate myself only taking a few cards, because I would have been here forever. What needed to come through came through, and now I can confidently say we're going to go on with group 2 and group 3. Because like when I started, I wasn't sure. And that could be how you were feeling lately. You're not really sure what you want to dress as. So you're trying this something that you've always been drawn to, and you're realizing that it works for you, and everybody's realizing the same thing, okay? So I'm going to leave a reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see gorgeous people in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 2, number 2, group 2, however you got here, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about what are people digging about your looks. So I wasn't sure how I was going to go on with this reading, but I did group 1 and it turned out okay. So we're going to go on with group 2 and see how this goes, okay? So what are people digging about your looks right now? My group 2s, please, Spirit. What are people digging about their looks? My group 2s. I'm hearing streetwear. I'm hearing Y2K. That could be your vibe right now. That's the vibe you're dressing up as. These are too many. Can I get one more card? What are people digging about my group 2's looks? Please, Spirit, what are they digging about their looks? Oh, so this is a Pentacles one to come out. I'll take it. I'm hearing bohemian, boho, chic is what I'm hearing. And a lot of wands are coming through. So you're being very adventurous with your looks. I'm hearing you're not sticking to one thing. You're trying a bunch of different aesthetics, or you have taken on a bunch of different aesthetics, okay? So the first card we have, there's a card that came out. Did I put it back? Are you crazy? Why would you put it back? Okay, some of you could be tanning, or you're bronzing, or something bronzer could be really important right now. You're shining, glowing, glittering, because we have a lot of wands coming through, and it's like a very orangey, brown, reddish hue. That could be something you're leaning into. I'm hearing blush could be coming through as well. That's could be something you're using a little bit more. I'm hearing you're finally finding your style, right? Or you're experimenting with a few different things and you're finding what works for you. There's no reason for you to be. You're buying a lot of things. You're buying a lot of stuff. You're trying to do things out. That's what I'm getting. Because the Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands, you're feeling yourself. When you're feeling yourself, I'm feeling myself. I feel like in general that it applies to everyone. When you're feeling yourself, you want to dress up and look really good and look really cute. You're going to try a bunch of different stuff. So you're going to buy clothes, makeup, hair products, stuff like that to make yourself feel the best and look the best. So you're investing in your looks right now with the Queen of Wands, okay? That's what I'm getting with this card here. And you're feeling very powerful. But the thing about it, it's just only... you're having fun with your looks is something also that's coming through. And with all these wands, it's giving creative energy. So the way people get up every day and put on makeup and try new makeup looks or try new aesthetic looks or try new pieces of clothing they've never tried before, you know, that's what you're kind of coming through as. So you're wearing I'm hearing like the baggy jeans or pants that is like making a comeback, right? It's kind of like, it's not bell bottoms, it's like cargo pants. I think is what they're called. Let me see if I can look that up. I'm pretty sure it's cargo pants. Don't quote me on that. Yes, cargo pants, like streetwear, street styles coming through for my guys. My girls, doesn't really matter. And you're wearing like different colors. You're buying a bunch of different stuff in that one look, okay? You're fully investing yourself, okay, into something. Because we have a Six of Pentacles and it's giving money, right? Boom, boom, boom. You keep buying stuff. It's giving me how I was watching so you're giving very attractive. You care about your looks, very fashion forward, fashionista kind of vibes. It doesn't matter what aesthetic you choose. You're buying a lot of clothes and looking really good right while doing it. I was watching Charm yesterday, and there's an episode where the sisters and Leo, their white lighter, get hit with the 7 deadly sins, okay? And Piper, the middle sibling, gets stuck with gluttony. So she's just buying a bunch of different stuff and filling the house up with stuff. And when they leave, she's on the couch with Leo, who gets stuck with sloth. So he doesn't want to do anything or help out in any way. And we leave them on the couch together watching TV. And Piper just starts ordering a bunch of different stuff. She doesn't really care. There's no rhyme or no reason. There's no specific aesthetic she's going for. She's just buying a bunch of different stuff. And they come back and the house is full of stuff. And Prue, who gets stuck with pride, is like, well, what the heck? How did these things get here so fast? She's like, I use magic. And Prue's like, for personal gain. And the house is full of stuff like that she does not need. But she's just having so much fun and wanting to try everything and be surrounded by beautiful stuff that she's just buying all these kind of everything. You know, there's no rhyme or reason to her, you know, her buying. And that's kind of what I'm getting for you guys. There's no rhyme or reason to it, okay? You're just buying. Maybe you're buying things to fill up a hole. This is not what this ring's about, okay? But with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Pentacles upright, it's feeling like very lonely, a little bit lost, not fitting in anywhere. And maybe it's kind of like giving me, oh, I don't fit in. I'll find my own lane then. I don't have to fit in. I don't want to fit in. The Queen of Wands, which came out for you guys, is not meant to fit in. She's meant to be a trailblazer, do her own thing, okay? Make up her own aesthetic, her own look, and look damn good doing it. Maybe some of you cut your hair and you're wearing your curls shorter. That could be something. Because not everyone is giving, or not everyone can pull off the short look in curls, bald, whatever. You have to have a specific head for it. Okay, and you're giving that you can pull it off. Okay, and whatever this mix of what she's wearing, she's kind of like wearing a hoodie, a cutoff hoodie. So crop tops could be a thing for you guys as well. You know, you're trying to cinch in the waist is what I'm hearing, you know. And she's wearing like the very flowy boho pants, okay? That could be your thing, very natural, okay? And I was watching a TikTok video a while back, like a few weeks ago, excuse me, and the girl was describing the difference between like a boho girl and then a black girl who wears like chains and like I can't remember the things that she used to differ between them to differentiate. But there's like two black girl aesthetics coming through: the bohemian girl and there's another girl, or the natural girl, or the something girl. And that they were using Erykah Badu versus somebody else, and they're like they look similar but they're very different. For one aesthetic, it's more blacks, it's more chains, it's more bracelets, and then for another aesthetic it's more flowy, it's more colorful, it's more like dreads and head wraps and stuff like that. So it was those two different aesthetics, but they looked very similar. That's the vibe that I'm getting for you guys. I feel like you would maybe know it better than me if it's coming through for your reading, but that's kind of the thing that's coming through: the loose fitting clothes, the comfortable clothes, but you're kind of putting it together in a way that it looks very good on you. Earrings with like really funky, beautiful kind of earrings, chunky earrings, and look, sis is wearing a bunch of bracelets. Exactly. That's her vibe. Natural girl. I don't know what you call them. But then we have the jeans, and Y2K is kind of coming through here, where it's like young, wild, and free. The beginning of a century. Yeah, that's what Y2K means. That very girly, simplistic, but using. Okay, no, very girly, simplistic, but dressing it up with a bunch of accessories. So a bag, like a regular white tee, a regular white jeans, but you're wearing like one of those funky belts type kind of things, It's giving, how can I explain it? Like there's a bunch of people, it was like giving Disney. It's giving peak, I'm hearing, what's her name, Mitchie from Camp Rock. Like how they would wear those long tunics and they would kind of like cinch it with the, who else I'm getting? What's her name? Peggy. From Here I Am, so listen, with my last breath. That the black girl from Camp Rock, child, when she sang her little song and she won the final jam. Her thing was like very much natural, very headbandy, very long tunic, right, with the belt cinching in the waist, the long, flowy, loose jeans, but they were jeans. They weren't like pants, It's giving her. I think they call her Margaret Dupree. Squirrel don't move. You going buck wild and crazy. It's giving Jersey Shore vibes. It's giving early 2000s. It's kind of your aesthetic that's coming through. Where it was like kind of all over the place, but really cute. So it's kind of like you have a bunch of different stuff. Like I said, you don't want to be put in one box. So you went online one day and just did a shopping spree. And you weren't thinking, I have to make these things match. You just bought a bunch of different stuff. And they came and you're like, nah, I'm going to wear them. None of these match. None of these are giving outfit. None of these are giving a fit. And you're just like throwing a bunch of different stuff together. And you're still making it look good because you have the Queen of Wands. You're using your creativity to make your own maybe aesthetic. Right? This is so beautiful. I love it. But yeah. Sandals, toes is coming through. I never realized her toes is out on this card. Okay, girl. Strappy sandals, okay. Comfortable sweaters, but the sleeves are cut off, so it's supposed to be keeping you warm, but also not, right? So you just be cutting things, you be mixing up things, you be making up your own little styles. That's what I'm getting here. And that's what people are digging about your looks right now. You're just like going crazy and buck wild and having fun. And just finding out what your style may be by, incorporating a bunch of different ones together. This is so beautiful. I love this. This is very funny. Like, you're using your creative talents. You can be making your own clothes. You can be buying stuff from online and cutting it up and making it into something that is only yours or only you're wearing, I'm hearing big fancy buttons. I'm hearing how back in the days when you were in like middle school, or when I was in middle school, we used to like wear clothes and then like tie our sweaters or jean jackets around our waist, and just like that was a look we used to wear for no reason at all. But I'm hitting this bruh, stop playing. Good. It's kind of giving me dreads as well. So people are digging your dreads. You're like a very wild, untamed kind of look about you, because that's what she's kind of giving me here. Unrestrained, A night is also just like having fun, bounce into the dancing or bounce into the beat of your own drum beating. Maybe music is giving punk, not punk rock, but it could be a little bit punk rock. I'm getting like, what's her name? What's her name? Hayley Williams from Paramore. Thank you. I'm like, who am I saying? I'm hearing a bunch of different stuff coming through. Yeah, but that's what was given, Haley Williams, maybe you're coloring your hair, you're experimenting with your hair in general. But you're just definitely going to be buying a bunch of different stuff and putting it all together, and people are loving the different things you come up with. Because the Queen of Wands lets us stand out. So whatever you're wearing, you are standing out apart from the crowd. You're showing your creativity, your passion. Like I said, making clothes and stuff could be your thing. I'm getting reminded of a friend that I have who makes like different hats. She knits, and she's like good with sewing clothes and making her own little clothes. And her vibe is also very bohemian, as well. Different kind of blankets. I'm hearing tribal could be coming through as well. You just put anything together. It's definitely giving you just put anything together and make it work. I love that for you guys. Maybe sometimes you look homeless because you just put random stuff together and you make it work. It's giving how, what's his name? Kanye West was trying to like sell a bunch of clothes with like rips and holes in it, and it just had his name attached to it. So it was $400 when you could have made it yourself, and it would look the exact same as clothes you got from a trash can. But because Kanye's name was attached to it, it was cute. And also his shoes, the Yeezys, they're so ugly to me. Like I can't stand them. But people love them and they wear them because his name's attached to it, right? And it's like this weird misshapen shoes. But he wears it and people wear it and make it work. Like a very adventurous, like doing whatever you want, creative kind of energy is what you're giving, and what people are thinking about your looks. But it's definitely giving someone who's experimenting with hair and makeup and wearing a lot of blush and like just having fun, essentially, where you're playing with color, playing with texture, playing with patterns. Because it's definitely giving me a mix, maybe scarves. This is so freaking Y2K. It's crazy to me. But like we used to just wear, not we, 'cause I was not old enough to wear what I wanted at that time, the Y2K era. But people would just wear like those very dangly, sparkly, loose, not heavy scarves with anything. Like I'm trying to get the perfect example. There's a girl from Disney Channel that is giving the look that I'm describing. I already named one of them, Margaret Dupree from Camp Rock, right? It's like a very Ally and AJ. I think they're the people coming through. Alison Mashaka, when she was Keely on, what's her name? What was the show? Phil the Future. She would always wear stuff like that, like very natural, maybe hippie kind of stuff, where you're just putting on random stuff and head wraps, and your hair is like wild and untamed. You don't really want to brush it for a while. That's the vibe coming through. 12th house is like very spiritual aesthetic, so that's coming through as well. So you're wearing the beads, the evil eye, you're wearing all the chains, like not chains. Chains can be coming through. You're wearing all the bracelets, the crystal bracelets, right? That's what 12th house is giving me. What you're wearing is kind of hinting at the spiritual side of you, okay? Here we have Mercury. And Mercury is like a very chaotic, all over the place kind of person. They're always changing. It's the fastest moving planet. It's the one that goes into retrograde the most, because it moves the fastest. So you're always changing things and then reviewing them and then changing your setting again and then reviewing it and changing it again. So you're the friend of the person who has too many clothes that they don't even wear all of, and they just throw it all together and make an outfit, and the outfit just works, right? That's what's coming through, what people are thinking about your looks right now. You just throw things together and it looks amazing. Here we have first house, so you're being very fierce, very, this is Aries energy, so getting very sexy, spontaneous, creative. This is very interesting, honestly, this reading here. Here we have Scorpio energy coming through. And Scorpios are kind of like dark, right? Dark reds. Blacks. I'm hearing blood, so that could be your thing as well. Maybe some of you are like, what do they call it? Goth. I think it's the people who like dress kind of vampiric. Maybe your skin is getting very pale, your hair is getting very dark, But like, yeah, just very sexy, free, untamed, untethered, right? Yeah, untamed was giving unhinged a little bit for some of you. You have like a very unhinged look about you, and people are digging it for real. So I just keep laughing and giggling. It's just like, oh, this person's so fun. They're playing around with color and pattern and fabric, and just you could tell they're having fun, whether they look crazy or not. They really do, it doesn't really matter how you think, right? And I do believe it's a player take on you, whoever's watching this reading, feeling isolated and like you couldn't find an aesthetic that worked for you, and you wanted to be all of them. And that's kind of what you're doing. You're taking little pieces of different aesthetics and making your own personalized look, which I love. But you're definitely buying too many things. You're buying too much makeup, hair products, and I love that for you because you're investing in your beauty, and people are noticing. Yeah, here we have Leo, so definitely standing out. Standing out, hair is coming through once again. You could have cut it, or it's looking very big and lush lately, and that means you have to buy more products, right? Because your hair is growing out. Exactly. You're buying the makeup, the hair products, the blushes, the different fabrics, stuff like that, and making your own looks. And it's giving a friend of mine as well. I love her. Her name is why am I blanking now? What do you mean? This is crazy. Maybe she would want me to say her name. Diana. Her name is Diana. She makes like the craziest little, like she puts together the most beautiful outfits, and she's like a Capricorn, but she's so creative and so aesthetically pleasing. She's always coloring her hair a different color. She has these beautiful curls, and like her whole thing is like not slutty, but just like liberated female. If you're seeing the nips to the shirt, the areola is fine, you know. If you're seeing stomach, fine. If you're seeing some cheeks, fine, you know. Like throwing together a fluffy sweater with a long jean skirt is what I'm hearing with a slit in it. And it's like a fluffy, like, you know, turtleneck kind of vibes. It's like a cutoff, like what she's kind of wearing. A turtleneck sweater with these long, like, jean skirt with a slit in it, and like just putting together different things, like saying, yep, this will work. That's the energy you're giving me right now, and it works for you because you have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So whatever you're wearing is attracting a lot of attention and seen as you being like very eccentric, very different, going against the grain, doing whatever the heck you want, honestly, because why not? And then we have the Sun, which is Leo energy once again. So you're shining bright, doing whatever you want. Maybe you're playing with, like I said, color, fabric, patterns, textures, and all of those are kind of like playing a part. You're spending a lot of money on clothing, so you could be someone who like makes your own clothing or sells your own clothes. And everyone's like, you know, because that's that creative side coming through with all the wands. And people are running after you, wanting to wear what you're wearing, asking, what are you wearing? Did you make that yourself? Can you make me one? You know, the same way with my other friend who was giving the more boho chic vibes, makes her own hats. And every time I see her, I'm like, girl, where's my hat? You know? But it's definitely getting very bold and not really caring what people are thinking of you. Bold makeup looks, you know, bold hair looks, a lot of reds and oranges, okay? It's definitely giving summer, youth, Y2K, punk, rock, like, you know, doing whatever you want, headbang kind of stuff, you know? It's giving Coachella. I'm getting that vibe as well. What do they call that vibe? The Coachella look, where people are wearing like feathers and sparklies all over the place. You're vibrating. You wear sparkles, or you wear powder dust all over yourself, and it's giving fairy. She was a fairy. That kind of energy. These two cards right here are definitely giving Coachella. And it's funny because Coachella is going on right now as I am doing this reading. I completely forgot about this. I never go, but that's the vibe coming through for you guys. Okay? Coachella, desert, princess kind of energy, and they just put random stuff together and make it look cute, and it works for them, right? So whatever Coachella aesthetic is the vibe you're giving. Boho chic is the vibe you're giving. Fashion, so you make your own clothes, you spend money, you know, on a bunch of different stuff. You have too many different patterns, like you're just all over the place, but in the best way. Now we have Grace, Cassandra. And look, I was talking about the long, natural dresses. Exactly, that's what you're giving. These dresses, exactly. Because it's matching what the Queen of Wands is wearing. I want one more card. This card that's sticking out. We have Lion's Mane leadership. So your hair. People are digging your hair. Whatever you're doing with your hair. I'm hearing you're coloring it if you have curls, okay? You cut it short for others of you. But lion's mane is like big and fluffy and out there. So it's definitely something to hear about that coming through. So like I said, you may have felt like someone didn't, fit or didn't want to fit into everyone else's aesthetics. You made your own. And it's like a mixture of all the other different ones. That do, I swear, when you see these creators online at Coachella, I'm like, what are you wearing? Like, they're just mixing. They look great. Like, I'm not, saying they don't look great. They look amazing. But I'm like, I would never think to put those things together. And it's because you're supposed to be in the desert. You're supposed to be hot and sweaty. So you're supposed to be showing skin. Like I said, that one friend who's very much like, if she's posting a picture on Instagram, you'll see the nip to the shirt. And that's just it. She doesn't really care. Very body positive vibes, If she's walking around with cheeks out, cheeks out. If she has holes and looks homeless, she's working and rocking it, A bunch of different stuff like that is coming through. So people are loving that about you. But the fact that you're like being very creative with how you're looking and what you're wearing. Like people can see you're putting your own spin on it, okay? And that's that leadership exactly coming through. You're doing your own thing, right? And it's working for you because you're getting a lot of attention and people are loving it. It's giving superstar. Pose, cover girl, work it girl. What is that song? Do your thing and then on the runway. It's giving, what is that? Disney keeps coming through, so some of you could be Disney girlies or guys or people. But you know that movie, the Lizzie McGuire movie? Where she's like pretending to be Isabella and she's like trying on all these different dresses for the award show, and she tries on this one really big like white igloo Eskimo kind of dress, and it's like the most beautiful thing ever, and she pairs it with this like so it's giving whatever you wear, like physically you have the perfect makeup to match, right? Okay, but she wears like this very frosty lip, like she's almost freezing, and puts the fake snow pieces on her eyelashes to make it look like she's freezing in that kind of climate, and you just put your all into it, and you're working it, the makeup, the clothes, the shoes, whatever. It's so beautiful. I love it. I'm just like, yes, you're giving, but I'm getting that one look, the igloo look from the Lizzie McGuire movie that's coming through. Like you just put random things. No one would think to do that. And also that the look they wore at the end of the movie as well, where Lizzie and Isabella came together and danced on stage, and it's giving that really green look that Isabella was wearing, the glowy, silky, shiny kind of fabric, right? So you make your own clothes for real. You have to, because those are like very specific looks that are coming through, and people are digging your looks because you're making it your own and doing your own thing, or because you're being very creative and making your own clothing line or something like that. But yeah, that's coming through for you guys very strongly. But also Lizzie was wearing like the silver version to that, right? Their stomach was out. They had like a sticker around their belly button, right? To make it like just adding accessorizing to let me stop. You're accessorizing to the max, right? You're taking something that looks drab, like accessorizing it, putting on the makeup to match and the bag to match, Y2K, like I was saying, very much showing off your tummy for some of you. Like crop top I didn't mention in the beginning, which is resonating, but it's definitely giving how in that movie and everything she wore a little tummy was showing. Y2K, very flat tummy, low cut jeans coming through, low rise jeans, very baggy jeans, bell bottom jeans, that kind of thing. You're wearing all of that, and I love it, and people are loving it with you, okay? Or loving it with me. And I love how this lady has like a long flowy dress and her titty is like hanging out. So it's definitely giving you're liberated and doing whatever you want, body positive vibes, okay? And that's Scorpio. You're showing like very sexy vixen-y energy, 12th house spiritual energy, Mercury, everything all over the place energy. You're always quickly, fastly changing your aesthetic and what you're wearing. First house Aries, bold and out there, vibrant, okay? Then we have Leo, sunshine, orange, yellows, very fashionista energy, all eyes on you. And then we have the sun to end that off. Like, yeah, what else you telling me? Nothing. Very leafy. Yeah, you're just everywhere. You're doing a lot of different stuff lately. And I love how that the Leo, it rules the heart. And it's giving you're putting your heart, you're putting your foot in whatever you're wearing. I love that. But you are buying a lot of stuff lately, and people are noticing that you're investing in yourself, and your clothes, and your looks, and they're loving it because it's making you way more attractive to them, to the general public. It's giving. Fiery, sexy, yes. Intoxicating, if you will. Absolutely. So you could have gone from someone who didn't really spend much on clothes and didn't really invest in yourself to someone who's definitely spending more on yourself. And people are seeing the confidence boost from going from 5 of Pentacles to 6 of Pentacles. Someone didn't really care or fit in to someone who cares a lot, right? But I'm going to leave you reading right here. I don't want to speak too long. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. You could also be wearing like a lot of purples, pinks, and oranges, and blues, teals, and then neutrals, greens, browns, beige, white. But yeah, I'm going to leave you reading right here. Basically all the colors in this card here. Just going to show it to you before I leave. Blues, oranges, yellows, browns, russet browns and reds, stuff like that. Okay, I'm done. If this reading resonated, feel free. And then brown, yeah, all the neutrals are coming through, as well as blue and purple and pink and orange, and then the dark red coming through again in this card here. But yeah, if it resonated, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. I'd love to have you. If you'd ever like to book a personal read with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. As always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3, option 3, number 3, however you found group 3, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about what are people digging about your looks right now, or just your looks period. What do people dig about your looks? Okay. This reading, I feel like I was kind of trying to go with this theme, I should say, in the last reading I did. But it came through more as like an energy you were in. Now I want to get into the look. Like, what about you physically are people digging about you right now, okay? So let's get into it. Maybe you're giving money. Maybe you're giving rich. Maybe you're giving bougie. Maybe you're giving uppity. Maybe you always look like you have the most expensive things. You're wearing the most expensive things. Whether you are or not, that's the vibe that's coming through. Because before I started this reading, let me stop. I promise I won't go on a tangent, but I was doing like some tax stuff before I started the reading, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, period. I was making sure I sent in all my stuff because today is tax day when I'm filming this, and this is the last day to do anything. So I'm quickly trying to get my documents and everything in, and I'm like, okay, period. And then I'm waiting for an email back from the guy, and I'm just like really anxious about it because he's taking forever to respond. I'm like, I'm about to call him and cut out this email mess. Because I'm like, I need to know what's going on, right? So I'm like, it's giving money, it's giving rich, it's giving, that's the vibe that you're giving. That's what people love about your looks, okay? You always look, I'm hearing iced out, or you always look, just a bunch of different, can I get one explanation? Like, you always look, bossed out, swagged out, stuff like that, And then at the bottom of it, we have strong. So maybe some of you, like, your physicality looks like very strong, very sure, very in control, very good posture, sitting up straight. Or there's something here about you looking intimidating. One or the other. Excuse me, for my group 3s. What are people digging about their looks right now? Some of you are looking really buff, really strong, muscular. Others of you, if you have been like weight training, trying to gain weight because you used to look really skinny, people are noticing that you're looking really, strong. Strong. We have strong, strength actually flying out. So yeah, you're looking really strong. Physically fit. We have Page of Wands. Yeah, you look like very active. You look young. You look youthful. Exuberant. I'm hearing jubilant, so you look happy. Healthy. And then we also have the Chariot. Like you look like you're going places in life. If that makes any kind of sense at all. Like, yeah, that person's going places. Like, they have their life together. They have their Gucci, Prada, Balenciaga. What song is that? Gucci, Prada, Balenciaga. You have your uppity, name brand bag, name brand shoes, name brand suit, name brand something on you that people can tell, right? Or like I said, you just look like you just stepped out of I'm hearing like one of those uppity brands, brand campaigns. Like you stepped out of their magazine, right? But the Chariot's like you're going places, you're determined, right? There's something about that coming through. Why am I scratching myself? Ouch. I'm hearing high on life. That could be something you're looking like now. You're high on life, because the Page of Wands is kind of giving that energy as well. Like, I didn't hear it when I saw the card. I heard it, and then I looked at the card. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That tracks, right? So you look full of energy, full of life. Your cheeks are, you know, pinched and shiny and chunky and, you know, like really, you know, youthful in mind, body, and spirit is the vibe that I'm getting here. So you look really free. Anything else coming through for my group 3s? What are people thinking about their looks right now? Maybe you're looking a little animalistic, like you're on the prowl. That would make a lot of sense. Like you're on the prowl for something. With that and the Chariot card coming out, we have 2 major arcana cards out of 3 cards so far. They're both, you know, major arcana is like a major thing. So you're making major moves, making money moves, like whatever kind of moves, you know. Maybe you're walking very fast, you know, or maybe you're not making much eye contact with people, you know, head straight forward, walking straight, you know. Or maybe this is also giving somebody who's, you know, got money and they're in their little chariot being carted around, you know. You have a chauffeur, something like that. Or you have a new car and that's your accessory, an expensive car. I'm getting a lot of messages for you guys. For aesthetic, it's giving crystal necklaces, really flowy, loose fitting clothes. It's definitely giving like you wear all white and you carry around your crystals. It's like giving like, is it flower child vibes? It's kind of giving flower child vibes, you know? Where you're wearing the loose fitting clothes, the delicate fabrics, the breathable fabrics, right? No, don't delete. I'm trying to find it. Just give me a second. I don't know why I don't just pause. Flowy, breathable fabrics is giving off the shoulders, so you're showing your shoulders a lot. You could be wearing flowers in whatever you wear. Your hair is always like really loose and free and wavy and, you know, maybe untamed, uncontrolled, like a lion's mane. That could be coming through. That also came through a little bit in group 2. So some of you may have felt called to group 2. But it's giving you're incorporating flowers in your look, or you look like I'm hearing a fresh plucked rose or daisy or a sunflower. You know what I mean? You look like you're full of life and you just came, maybe some of you got like a nice tan, or some of you were just like more tan in general, because a flower child or a sun child is someone who's always in the, I'm also hearing a moon child. So you go wherever the wind takes you. It's kind of like a free spirited kind of energy is what I'm getting from this card, which is the strength card. This card that I need. And strength is Leo energy, right? So hair is free and flowing and wild and curly and just all over the place, blowing in the wind. Okay, you're giving the Beyonce effect where her hair is always blowing in the wind. But whenever people see you, it's like they just saw the sun. You're giving afternoon, when the sun is at its hottest, at the highest in the sky, you know? It's noon to like 3-4 o'clock where the sun is shining the hottest and burning. So you're giving hot, sexy, okay? And it's also giving like loose fitting clothes. We have her in her sweats, so she's not in jeans, right? She's a crop top. She's showing her tummy. Maybe you're giving athleisure. Maybe she has her little sweater on. Okay. Maybe you're giving sweater weather. It's giving fall, right? There's something about your aesthetic that's giving cute, clean, well put together, okay? Others of you is giving, I don't try very hard. I'm putting on my sweats and still looking good. But look, hair flowing in the wind coming through once again. Here we have the Chariot card. It's on top of the Chariot, outside of the Chariot, looking wind blown, wind swept. Your cheeks are wind burned. So is that what it's called? Like when your cheeks look wind burn or something. It's something burn, right? Like you just got out of a fast moving car and your hair is always perfectly swept away from your face and, you know, flowing in the wind kind of energy. That's the kind of vibe you give off, like fresh off the runway, you know? And I do believe sometimes on the runway they do have wind blowing. It's giving photo shoot. It's giving making a music video where your hair needs to be blowing and they have that professional fan, right? That's what I'm getting for you guys. I'm also getting a little bit like hippie vibes. Like I said, you're wearing your loose fitting shirt. You're wearing your crystal necklace. This is kind of giving me a carnelian. It makes sense because carnelian is ruled by Look at that. Yeah, y'all giving money. Y'all giving money because I just spent some serious coin at Sephora, right, on their sale. And I finally made it to Rouge. Yay! My bank account is not happy, but I said what I said. And I bought what I bought. And they literally just sent me the notification that my package is on the way. And I spent a pretty penny. Ugh, I don't want to think about it. But I'm so excited when I get my stuff, right? That's the kind of energy, like you're buying things, you're living free. Maybe you're not thinking too much about stuff. Maybe you're giving a little bit like a pothead. That's hippie vibes a little bit, you know? But it's definitely giving half animal, so you're half in the wild and also half domesticated. So it's giving a little bit of a wild child, right? Or someone who's always outside, who's always, like I said, windswept, or like, are windburned cheeks a thing? I'm pretty sure they are. Like maybe sunburn as well for some of you potentially. Windburn versus sunburn. Windburn is primarily caused by exposure to cold, dry wind, while sunburn is caused by the sun. Yeah, you know. But anyway, it's like windswept. Like I said, you came outside from the cold and your cheeks are red. Like it's giving. I was at a baby shower on last Friday, and one of our friends that were there, we were at my friend's house, and you know, putting on our makeup, looking cute, and then showing up the baby shower. And me, I realized that I'm a blush girl. That is what like started my foray or started my jump and leap into the makeup world. Blush. Oh, I love a blush, and I'd be just blush blindness. I don't care, right? Maybe that's something that you do as well. Blush blindness. You always look really youthful and glowy. The way you have like a very dewy cheeks. You know, something about cheeks keeps coming through. Like the apple of your cheeks are always red and chunky, or you just have chunky cheeks in general. I'm hearing chipmunk cheeks for some of you. But we went to the baby shower and we had put on our makeup. My best friend like had her blush on, and she's also like very fair skinned, okay? So it easily shows up on her skin. She didn't really put on a lot, so it looked natural. Then we came and our friend was like already drinking, taking shots, and we were like, my best friend came and told me like, look at Jennifer, her name is. And I'm like, what? She's like, I'm like, well, she doesn't blush. She's like, no, that's natural. She's like flushed from drinking a lot, and she's like, you know, Hispanic, but she's the white Spanish, so her skin flushes very easily, you know. It's giving flushed, innocent, sweet, nubile, young, youthful, like ready to take on the world. Just came from outside, adventurous, you know what I mean? You're climbing up mountains, hiking, stuff like that is an energy coming through for you, which is why you need to bring your comfortable wear, right? The jeans, I mean, the sweats and the shirts, okay? Sweater weather, fall weather, that's the kind of energy you give as well. That's what I was saying, my friend, right? She had these naturally flush red cheeks, and we're thinking that she has blush on, but it's because she's drinking too much and her skin is getting warm. And I'm like, what? Not you have such a natural blush? How annoying! And she has the chunkiest cheeks as well. Like she's the prettiest thing, okay? And that's what's coming through. It's giving that vibe for you guys. Full of life, right? Full of sunshine. Sun is life energy. That's what people are loving about your looks now. You can have like little tattoos energy, but we have yellow coming through, green coming through a lot, so it is definitely giving earth child, flower child, that kind of energy. Now, I just want to make sure earth child is a thing. Don't mind me. Yes, it's giving earth child is a thing. The turbans, this was coming through in group 2 as well. Some of you could be from group 2. What up? But it's definitely giving the greens. It's giving the browns, the neutrals. You dress like very earthy. You know what I mean? I'm hearing Eartha Kitt. I'm hearing Erykah Badu. Like that kind of aesthetic is what's coming through for you guys. And that did come through. Erykah Badu did come through in group 2. So that could be your thing as well. But it's giving earth child hippie aesthetic where you're wearing like a lot of beads. And you're wearing a lot of crystals. And you're wearing a lot of flowy, loose things and flowery and textured, you know, garments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Your eyes are also coming through a lot, right? You have like a shocked, surprised look on your face all the time. It's the energy that's coming through, you know? And look, we have like a little baby lamb there, a cute and adorable and innocent and young and youthful is what people love about your looks right now. That earth child, jumped out of bed, you know, threw on a turban. I'm hearing, hop about the bed, turn my swag on, take a look in the mirror and say, what's up? You know what I mean? And like I said in the beginning, something about, you know, you look swagged out kind of energy, you know? So maybe you're more urban and you wear like sweats and sneakers and Jordans and Nikes and stuff like that. Or you wear like more streetwear and you know what I mean? And that's coming through. You're wearing hats. But look, this guy is shirtless. Oh. And he has like dreads and and he has like a necklace on. And he's like naked half. But he's wearing sweats as well. He's wearing sweats, but his top half is naked. And I was talking about muscular and strong. So for my men, I'm looking real strong lately, okay? If you want to get the attention of anybody, use that strength. Show off those muscles, right? I'm hearing deltoids. I'm hearing pecs. Stuff like that. It's coming through. Yummy. You're looking like, you know, not ravenous. You're looking rakish, roguish, you know? And that appeals to people, you know. Let me move down. Let me click on it and see if it takes me there. Absolutely. I just need y'all to look up Earth aesthetic, and that's what it's giving. It's giving the beads all around the waist. Love that aesthetic. It's definitely giving loose, flowy clothes. It's giving the bohemian pants, the patterns. It's giving skirts. It's giving tummy showing. It's giving beautiful. It's giving gorgeous. And I love how I'm looking up Earth Child and bare black women's coming up. Period. And this is not my personal computer, so they don't know that I'm black, right? They don't know that anybody's black, but I'm looking up Earth Child aesthetic, and that's your aesthetic right there. The off the shoulder, the neutrals, the tummy a little bit out, the flowing skirt slits in it. I'm getting the marble colored skirt with the like soft texture, the different colored hair, the goddess locks, the goddess braids, bohemian kind of, you know, situation going on, the loose fitting pants, right? But like a lot of waist beads, loose flowy clothes, right? And everything that is tight is showing off and accentuating your top half. Okay, so you're looking young, wild, and free, gorgeous, delicious, succulent is what I'm hearing. Okay, relax. Okay, and the makeup Baba is giving here is giving Renaissance Beyonce. It's giving you're in touch with your roots, your ancestors. Okay, not gonna resonate with everybody. But like I said, we have rich people coming through. We have the bohemian aesthetic, Earth Child, Flower Child, Moon Child aesthetic coming through. Let me see if Moon Child's a thing. I'm getting crazy. But I keep hearing things, so I'm going to look it up to give y'all some kind of reference. I feel like Moon Child's the same as Earth Child and Flower Child, you know? But Moon Child's kind of giving more witchy vibe. So you put a witchy aesthetic onto it, where you wear a lot of moons, you know, crescents, you know, rings, silver is what I'm getting as opposed to Earth Child, more beads and gold and brown. You're giving more silver and chains is what I'm getting for the Moon Child. You know what I mean? More like mermaidy, if you will. That's the kind of vibe that's coming through. Some of y'all are giving mermaid. That's what people are liking about your looks, though. It's definitely giving fresh and dewy and glowy and ethereal kind of energy, you know? So some of you may have felt called to group 2 for real. And I feel like I'm ashy. Don't look too close, guys. Like, I have the light now to make things a little more brighter. TikTok shop, appreciate you. But now you're going to be seeing all my ashiness. And that's that. And I'll just wash my hands, so I ain't dirty. But it's like just, I hate ashy. But anyway, we have... This is Pluto coming through. But Jupiter rich is coming through as well. Pluto coming through. So intense is the vibe that's coming through. So for that Moon Child witchy vibes coming through, it's giving hedge witch, it's giving like earth witch, it's giving kitchen witch, that kind of energy. It's giving cosmic witch, but you could just tell based on looking at someone that they're wearing a lot of moons, planets. You know, maybe you wear you're the kind of person that puts the rhinestones or studs on your face to accentuate a look. It's definitely giving all decked out, not holding anything back is what I'm getting. A Page of Wands is someone who is exploring that part of themselves. So you could be someone who's now exploring that aesthetic, which also did come through in group 2, I believe, a little bit. Group 2 was different though. I can like energetically, it was very different from you guys. You're definitely giving sweet, innocent, cherubic vibes, angelic, mermaid-esque, fairy-esque kind of energy. That's what you're giving. You're giving cottagecore, Whereas opposed to group 2 was given coquette, and they're different. Okay? They're different. Don't try to play. Coquette is like a little bit more seductive, and cottagecore is more innocent-y. Let's see what it says. Yeah, coquette emphasizes more playful, flirty, and hyper-feminine details like lace, bows, ruffles, and pastels, often with the inspiration from Rococo and Victorian eras. Cottagecore, on the other hand, focuses on a simpler, rustic, and a pastoral lifestyle, embracing natural materials, vintage-inspired elements, and romanticized views of rural life. And this is the exact, I wish I could show y'all, bro. This is the exact shirt that she's wearing. Put this down real quick. And what they're showing for cottagecore is this exact kind of shirt. You know? It's also giving milkmaid, where the titties are the, I'm sorry, where the titties are the focal point. Because even in the Earth Child set that I was looking up before this, the boobs are very prominent. Very, very prominent. So it's giving rustic, it's giving flannel for some of you. If you're my man, you're wearing a lot of flannel, you know what I mean? Or just shirtless, that's fine too. You can go with that. It's giving active outside kind of energy, not active gym. It's giving active outside, right? So, cottagecore exudes a cozy, whimsical charm characterized by rustic elements, floral prints, and a touch of countryside nostalgia, which is different from coquette, which is more romantic with delicate patterns, soft pastels, and vintage inspired. So like I said, they are different. Cozy, I was talking about cozy with you guys. It's not, cozy doesn't always mean lazy and didn't put any effort into it. It's just giving you look comfortable, okay? A lot of fabrics. We have the lamb here, and lamb is also giving countryside living, right? What do they call it? Trad wife things, right? That could be coming through as well. But a Page of Wands is definitely someone who's like living for the here and now. They don't think too much or try to not look too good, because y'all looking good. I can tell the sun coming through and the strength card coming through. I can tell y'all looking good. But it's like a more natural way, you know? Group 2 was makeup and buying stuff to look cute. You're just like getting up and using the elements of what you already have around you to look beautiful. You're not going out and buying stuff. You're just making your own based on what you already have, right? You know? So country girl, country boy kind of living, that's what's coming through for y'all. Flowers, the moon, the stars, the planets, you incorporate that into your look as well. That is definitely giving cosmic witch vibes. Anyway, but we have Pluto transformation. This could be something new you're trying out and people are loving the vibe. They're loving it from you, okay? Here we have 2, which is second house energy, which is Taurus energy, which always gives me coquette and cottagecore to the core. Because Taurian people are all about comfy, cozy, and aesthetic vibes, okay? So they don't have to try too hard or do too much to look beautiful. They're effortlessly beautiful. Others of you are putting in the time, the effort as well, and you're stepping out and showing out and coming through with the Chariot card coming. Yeah, people can feel you and see you and hear you coming, okay? Because your energy like overtakes the space is what I'm hearing. Now we have also Jupiter to come out. Okay, I didn't mention it and it came out. Jupiter is giving exuberant, it's giving expansive, it's giving rich, it's giving, like I said, your energy takes up a room. That's what people are loving about your looks right now. That you look different is what I'm getting. You're not trying to fit in and be like everyone else. You have your own thing that you do. And this could be something you've been doing for a long time, or something for some of you you're now trying out, okay? Maybe some of you, like I said, are getting into your gym or athletic bag, and people can tell you're being more adventurous and more athletic and active, and they're loving it, right? Others of you, they can tell, like I said, you look windswept, like you just came from outside, you smell like outside, that kind of energy is coming through. So your scent is coming through, so people are loving the way you smell. It could be natural, a natural musk, or it could be you put on perfume or something to smell good. Like I said, just because you're coming through as comfort and cozy doesn't mean it's sloppy and doesn't look good, or you didn't put any effort into how you look. That's not what's coming through, but you always look well put together. You look composed, you look youthful, you look vibrant, your cheeks are always plump, you look young, you know, that kind of energy. I'm hearing joven, which is young or youthful in Spanish, which is very funny. Here we have a Leo coming through again. So like I said, whatever you do stand out in like a more natural, I'm hearing holistic kind of way. That could be your thing. Earth child, like I said, They're not trying to, it's like vintage, it's cottagecore vibes, where you're reusing old things you already have and not going out and immediately buying new things. Group 2 is giving going out and buying new things to build this aesthetic of theirs. You're giving, I take a tablecloth and make it into a dress to save money. It's earthly of me. It's hippie of me. It's saving the earth of me. You know? It's, what's it called? Not conservative of me. It's responsible of me, I guess. You know? Earthly responsible. So you can be like into vintage clothing. And that could be something that's coming through as well. Maybe you look more back in the days energy for some of you could be coming through. You dress like an aesthetic from like the 50s, right? And coquette is coming through for you because that's what coquette is. More lace and attractive and sensual, you know, while others of you are giving more innocent and doe-eyed, and you know, maybe you found the perfect mixture of both. Okay? Now we have Scorpio. Yeah, this came through group 2 as well. So yeah, there's people coming from both, and I love that for y'all because period, why not? You can be giving 2 different aesthetics right now. One minute you're more comfy and cozy, and the next minute you're putting that ish on, right? You ain't come to play, because these energies, Leo and Scorpio, came through in group 2. And they're like fixed sign energies, so you're very much set in your ways. You have a specific aesthetic that you go for or gravitate towards most of the time. Cutesy, girly, girlish, you know, like delicate, you know, the earrings and the necklaces, and that's there, but it's not really there. Like there's some necklaces that are so skinny you can't usually tell that it's on someone until you like see it move or glisten or catch the light. You're like, oh, you've been wearing a necklace this whole time? And I'm like, yeah. And you couldn't really tell. That's what you're giving. Those kinds of jewelry, not really too much, but for those of you who are coming through as the wearing all of the, some of you could have tattoos that's coming through as well. You're getting more tattoos, you're getting into tattoos or crystals or something. That's coming through a lot. But jewelry, accessorizing is definitely a big thing for you guys, and people are noticing that. And then we have 4th house, which is that homey vibe, right? So very comfortable for others of you. For some of you, it's like, you know, very simplistic. You don't really do too much, try to show out. But others of you do. And if you are like someone who's very comfy and cozy, but you shout when you're ready, that's coming through as well, okay? I'm getting a little bit of everything here. 4th house is Cancer vibes, like very motherly, comforting, girlish, divine feminine-ish, okay? What are people loving about my group 3's looks right now? A very specific messages coming through. Maybe some of you are into like prosthetic makeup, and you like do that. Like sometimes you will transform yourself into an animal or an alien or something. Some of you could be in like the performing arts, and that's one of your passions, to remake people to look either ghouly or like animals or something like that, you know? Because I'm seeing how this girl is half lion, half human. That's giving, she dresses up as animals sometimes and does her makeup and her hair to look like a lion. You wouldn't ever know, you know? That's like professional movie makeup. Here we have nurture. So look at this very long, flowy dress. And her little staff, and it's giving golden. It's just like a bunch of like accessories in her hair, and you know, beads and gold things and flowers. You wear flowers in your hair, or headbands that accentuate things. And look at the stuff in her hair is matching the stuff on her staff. Like, you know, everything's always well put together. That's the one thing about you. Everything's always well put together. Whether you're going for the athletic look, you're going for the athleisure look, you're going for the coquette, you're going for the cottagecore, you're going for the moon child, flower child, everything looks cohesive. Like it's supposed to be there. You're very intentional about how you dress and how you look. And then we have a bee coming through here, which is like someone who's always on the go and on the move. And that's what was giving me, like, you know, wind swept cheeks and hair and stuff like that. You're always in a rush to move and go somewhere with the Chariot card coming through. Here we have root protection. We have a freaking lion coming through again. So something very, you know, pretty about your eyes that's coming through. There's something like intense about you. Maybe you're in like a very intense period in your life. But we have this Scorpio and then we have this Leo energy, which are two very intense signs. So you're going through like an initiation or transformation of some kind right now. And look, we have more flowers coming through very vibrantly in this card as well. But the fact that we have a lion coming through twice, there's something coming through about that. Animalistic, natural, wild nature. Okay. Here we have 𝐓𝐡𝐮𝐬𝐥, higher consciousness. Yeah, that's definitely giving that Zen, yoga, namaste kind of energy that's coming through for y'all. That's what people are digging about your looks. And even in the background of this card right here, we see, now you can finally see it, because I started trying to point it out in every reading. We have a white angel with blonde hair, then we have a black angel with like auburn. Honey, you miss auburn real bad. So maybe some of you are going auburn and going red, which is very much fall, which should come through a little earlier in the reading. You have like a very fall sweater weather aesthetic, right? I'm hearing like corduroys, I'm hearing like schoolboy, I'm hearing schoolgirl. That could be something coming through as well. Because I'm being taken to how school starts in the fall for everybody, so schoolgirl aesthetic. But also like I was thinking of I think no, that was group 2. Definitely for group 2. I didn't mention that yet. Like very thick sweaters, okay? And like some people like tuck it into their shirts and make it a look, or they wear sweaters and skirts and boots and like a over the shoulder bag. It's definitely like very chic, right? That's the vibe that's coming through for you guys. You give me the band. Elegant and stylishly fashionable. I'm hearing a French woman, so that could be something that's coming through as well. You could look like have like a French style. I don't know if their style is, child, but it's coming through. I do believe they are known for like wearing like a lot of boots and like skirts and sweaters and things like that. Like very girly is your look. It's exactly what I was thinking about. Exactly, chic. And this is what I was thinking. Exactly. She's like a little the Parisian chic fashion is what they're calling it. Yeah. She's like wearing this long checkered skirt and like a very coat, like a, you know those things where you wear the shirts and you're able to tie the bow. It's like very flowy white shirt, and you know what I mean. That's coming through here. Okay. And like, but she's like wearing this brown, very tweedy kind of jacket. Like it's definitely giving very, that's that rich energy coming through. So that was coming to the beginning for y'all. Like I wasn't trying to end the reading and not give y'all shine. It's definitely giving chic. And I was talking about the sweater, bro. This is what I was talking about. Exactly. I know I'm not crazy. And they're tucking the shirt into the pants and the high neck. They love that. Oh my freaking yes. 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 This is exactly what I was describing. Yeah, exactly. I wish I could take the phone and show y'all, bro. Like, she has the turtleneck sweater. It's tucked in to a very pencil-y, skirty vibe, schoolgirl vibe of skirt, or pencil skirt assistant, okay? Then she has the thigh, she has the, bro, what is it called? Tights on, right? And then she has the long pea coat, okay? And then she has the over-the-shoulder bag. No, I'm going to show y'all. I can't. Because they're not going to be thinking I said I would show y'all and I'm showing y'all. Look at this. Exactly what I was talking about. The tucked into the pants, and then the thigh highs, the stockings, and then she has the over-the-shoulder freaking bag. Let me put the light on this so y'all can see it. The over-the-shoulder bag right there. And that's literally what I was describing in my head. Yo, stop playing. And then I'm going to go back and show y'all what else I was talking about. The tucked into the pants energy, okay? And then, where was it? Give me a second. Ooh. No, okay, hold on. This is what I was talking about with the very chic, so y'all can see it a little bit better. The checkered and then the tweed jacket. And then this is what I was talking about with the schoolgirl vibe. It's definitely giving Dion and Cher from Clueless, that kind of energy. This is the vibe that y'all giving. And look at that, like sweater, like stop playing. This is exactly what I was talking about, and they call it a chic aesthetic, okay? So that's what's coming through for y'all. Back to our regular programming. But that's literally what I was explaining. I had to. I got a little too excited. I'm like, this is exactly what I was describing. That's what I was describing, the loose fitting shirts and the pants and like tuck it in and they wear the bag over the shoulder. Like that's exactly what I was talking about. There's like something here about shiny fabrics as well. Like, I love it. But you're definitely giving chic, that kind of energy. That's rich right there. Okay, you wear blazers, that kind of thing. You wear slacks, okay, professional vibe, or schoolgirl vibe. If you wear the skirts, you're wearing the tights with it. Your legs just all in out, you know what I mean? Or just not all out, okay? I love this. Elegant, fashionable, trendy. That's your energy, okay? For some of you, for others of you, it's going to be very different for everybody, right? So just take what resonates for you, okay? Now, we went over lemon balm, nurture. We went over rule protection. Now we have, go to cola, higher consciousness. That is that vibe that I was talking about, like the right earth child vibe. Now I feel like I should show you that too. I feel like if you look it up on your phone and that's your aesthetic, you'll be like, yeah, that's giving, right? But yeah, that's what was coming through for y'all, okay? I feel like I described that fairly well. Now we have Angel's Trumpet Death. Ooh, and that's what I was saying about you like going through a transformation. Why is it acting like this? You're going through a transformation right now, or maybe you're trying all of these, okay? Or maybe you ended one aesthetic and you're going to an era of another one. Or maybe you're just always switching back between these few, right? Because the Chariot card is someone who can't stay still. The Chariot is always on the move, so you're always changing, right? Anyway, this is so ghetto. And look at how it's giving Maleficent vibes a little bit here. So maybe some of you, that's what I was talking about, the prosthetics, and you wear the horns. And some of you could be doing that, or that's like your profession. And that's what people are finding very cool about your looks. Maybe you're wearing like cat ears, you're wearing puppy ears or wolf ears or horns or something like that. And you're just like, acting very different, That's that death energy. Maybe you're turning into a darker aesthetic, or maybe. Maybe we shall see. I don't know if you resonate with that. You resonate with that, but it's giving an angel of death vibe because we have the horns coming through. We have the black wings, okay, and it's giving me Maleficent. That's the best way I can describe it, But I think that's all that I have for you guys. I think anything else coming through, like I don't know why this light is causing more trouble than I need it to cause right now, because I'm trying to make it work where you can see everything, right? Or maybe it wasn't down enough. That could have been the thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So some of you are giving like a more conservative, cutesy, like conventional looks. Others of you are giving more so I wear what I want. Maybe some of you, like I said, are into that makeup thing, and you dress up in different kinds of animals and demons, and I don't freaking know, but the horns are coming through. And it's funny how I was mentioning that with the strength card there. Very traditionally this woman would be considered very traditionally attractive, right? But she's also half wolf, okay? So it's giving you have like a dark side and a light side, and that's what's coming through the Chariot card. There's a darkness and a lightness to your aesthetic and how you look. So maybe sometimes you look really dark and intense and very uppity and leave me alone, and then other times you look very playful and sweet and innocent. That would be that purity vibe. Okay? Okay. That's all that I have for you guys, though. Anything else coming through? No. Very zen, very chill. Namaste. Maybe some of you walk around in your yoga. In your yoga fits. Bro. Okay, acting crazy. It's funny how we have like an angel and a devil, or angels and like death, angel of death kind of energy coming through. With the rule protection, we have the angels up here, and then the death, we have this darker energy coming through as well. So maybe you guys play both sides very well. Very interesting. It's definitely giving day job versus nighttime outfit. Like when I'm outside and my nighttime outfit is giving Scorpio, and when I'm at my day job, it's giving Leo, Lion. I'm being very, that's very funny to me. But yeah, that would make sense with the strength card, because we have the woman, then we have the animal, right? So the wolf comes out at night. That's not what's coming through. That could be something that's coming through for you guys. But like I said, I'm going to leave your reading right here. And that's what was coming through in transformation death. So we do have some of you here that like can move from like very innocent to like very dark, right? Because we have Pluto. Yes, Pluto transformation. Then we have Scorpio, which is the same kind of energy, Pluto transformation. And then we have that darker vibe coming through with death. And then we have the animalistic side coming through in strength. So, okay, look at y'all. Let me know what that's all about in the comments. I'm very curious about that. Because sometimes you're playful and sometimes you're like, you know what I mean? That can be your thing as well. Maybe some of you wear fangs or, stuff like that. Maybe some of you shaved your teeth to get the pointy canine look. And that's cool. Okay, well, let me leave you reading right here. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 4s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 4 or however you got here, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about what are people... What was the name? What was the reading? I completely blanked. Okay. What are people digging? There it is. What are people digging about your looks right now? Okay. Or just in general. What are people digging about your looks? What do they dig about your looks? I completely blank. So people can blank when they see you or think of you. They don't really know what to say. It's giving speechless vibes. You know what I mean? And now that I'm saying that, I'm thinking of... What's her name? Jasmine from Aladdin. That was the newest song they gave to the Aladdin like movie soundtrack in the live action movie, Speechless. And it's kind of like I won't back down, I won't keep quiet, that kind of thing. Let me see if I can look it up. There it is. So maybe some of you are Indian, or I think what was her like from that region, you know what I mean? I don't really know where it... Y'all know Aladdin and Jasmine and them. They Middle Eastern. There you go. So some of you can be Middle Eastern or Indian or have that kind of complexion about you, and your aesthetic is very much rooted in that concept of the very extravagant clothing, the very gold, not gold hued, but gold bedazzled clothing. Gold is sewn into it, very extravagant. Jasmine's signature look of the blue cut off and the loose pants, that kind of thing. It looks very comfortable, very laid back, but she's also giving princess vibes. So that could be your thing. You dress up a lot and look like a princess, okay? So the lyrics are... I won't be silenced, you can't keep me quiet, I won't tremble when you try it. All I know is I won't go speechless. That's the thing that's coming through for you. You won't go speechless. So you have to come through and make a bang and make noise and be seen and be heard is kind of your thing. I do know in a lot of those religions, people wear those bedazzled things on top of their head. That could be something coming through as well for you guys. But definitely that kind of look is what's coming through. Let's see what comes through with the cards. But that was immediately coming through with the whole speechless, losing their train of thought. That could be what people think of when they think of your beauty, your looks, and they lose their train of thought, okay? Their mind goes blank. Here we have 6 of Pentacles. I'm hearing you serve looks. You literally serve looks. Like, people are waiting to see what you wear next. So it's definitely giving runway, it's definitely giving model, it's definitely giving fashionista kind of vibes, and that has come through in one way, shape, or form in all the readings. I think group 1 or 2, one of those. If you feel called to one of those, you may feel called you can go watch it. But Six of Pentacles is definitely serving looks. People are waiting to see what you wear next and what you do next. It's like, what are they gonna, like, mother, we're waiting for their next look. It's like giving Rihanna, where she's a fashionista, Zendaya, she's a fashionista. People will wait and salivate, and they're waiting with bated breath and anticipation for what this person's gonna come out with next, right? Okay, so that's definitely coming through. We have a Page of Swands in reverse. And then we have a Chariot in reverse. Wow, these are the exact same cards as group. All these cards have come out already, honestly. I was debating doing group 4 because I'm like, why? But I said, I'll do it, and these cards are coming out again. I don't know. If some of you felt called to group 3, go watch group 3, because that could be your reading. If some of you felt called to watch group 2, go watch group 2. That could be your reading. But I need fresh cards for my group 4s, please. Don't do that. Give me the same cards. The Star. I knew this was a Star before it fell out. I saw a little glimpse, and I'm like, yeah, it's giving Star. You're playing, like, not hard to get, but it's just like you keep people waiting for what you're wearing next. You don't really tell people what you're wearing or what you're doing, and that's what people love about your looks, okay? This card wanted to stay out. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you're giving, you're serving, you're very generous. How does this tie into looks? You're very generous with the looks you wear. I'm hearing sustainable. Maybe you're into sustainable clothing. We have death and we have rebirth. Wow. Okay, let's get into it. You have star power. People do love to see what you wear next. So it's definitely giving you have that weight. You have that clout, okay? There could be something very specific or special about what you wear. And I love how I was talking about the Aladdin speechless vibes. That's kind of what she's wearing here. These patterns, clothing with a bunch of patterns on it. Gold is threaded into it. It's like giving extravagant. It's giving rich. You know what I mean? It's giving cultural. You know, you're rich in culture, okay? And I'm hearing do it for the culture. So there can be some of you who like are a specific culture, like Aladdin and them ones, right? Or you could be, what is it called? This is giving me the energy of, how can I explain it? People who are not allowed to wear whatever they want in their cultures, so they put little things onto it to make it more them, to express themselves in some kind of way. So in most cultures that are like Muslim, you cannot like really show a lot of your body. So like I said in another reading a while ago, they slay their makeup down to the gods. Like, people are wondering what makeup look they're going to be wearing next. That's all they can show. For the people who can show their face. Then there are other cultures who people can only show their eyes, and there could be something they dress up their garments in to make them look extra extravagant, and people are wondering to see what they're going to wear next. There's a specific movie or show that's coming through where it was like people would come and see what is giving Raven from That's So Raven. So very much people would always want to see what she was going to wear next. She would make her own clothes, right? But it's definitely giving me like a billboard of some kind, and people would like flock around the person to see what the billboard will look like every day. It's not SpongeBob. It could be. I don't remember the show, the movie it came from, but there was something about people would crowd around the restaurant or wait. Charlotte's Web. That's what's coming through. Charlotte's Web, where people would crowd around Wilbur's or Charlotte's Web to see what word Wilbur made up that day, right? Like, there's something like, I'm like, wait, where is that coming from? People would crowd around and see what he's doing next. He's the smartest pig and da-da-da-da. And he didn't really have anything else but that going for him, because that's the only thing that Charlotte was able to come up with to save him from being slaughtered, right? So something very interesting around that. But there is like, you don't have much leeway to express yourself, maybe for some of you. And in order to stand out or to express yourself in some kind of way, you change up your looks, or you personalize it whatever way you can, and that's how you show your creativity. Because we did have the Page of Wands coming out, but it came out in reverse, which is someone who's not able to do what they want all the time, you know? Someone who's restricted in some kind of way. But you still manage to stand out even though you are restricted, because your makeup is slayed to the gods, okay? Because you put a specific word or something. Yeah, people would crowd around Charlotte's Web to see what word she would come up with next. Like, stuff like that is coming through for you guys, okay? And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So like, you're serving, you're giving back to people with your look. So there could be something very charitable or nice or sweet about your looks and what you do. The Six of Pentacles gives me that you spend a lot of you take your time. I'm hearing take your time past. You take your time with your next look. You take your time deciding. You're giving the person. Like, I remember I was watching the Reel years ago, and I remember how one of their like discussions around the table was, are you the kind of person who likes to put your clothes out the day before, or are you the kind of person who just wakes up and you have to figure out what your mood is going to be before you get dressed? I'm getting the vibe that you go all out, so you have to make sure your outfit is laid out the day before and you're going to step out. You know, it's giving me the popular girl in school. And there was this one girl in my high school, I think her name was like Destiny, and she would always come to school with the newest kicks and the most expensive bags and the best hairstyle. I remember she used to like that hairstyle that people would do, like this where they would shave off the back of their head, right? And the rest of their hair is there, but the back up to the middle of their head is shaved off. She would always like shave it off, and she would like dye it blonde, and that's her way of showing up. Then she had like braces. She always had her nails done. So people would always be crowding around her to see what her next nail look was going to be, her next new shoe. She always had the newest Jordans, the newest clothes, the newest expensive bags, and people would always like, what is she going to wear next? What is she going to wear next? Like, you're getting popular kid in school. And people are like waiting, like I said, with bated breath in the beginning of the reading to see what you're going to be wearing next. And that's what people are digging about your looks. That you keep them on their toes, right? And like she said in the song Speechless, she won't go speechless. So you're not going to leave until you made a statement, until you said what you wanted to say, until you've worn what you wanted to wear, until you've done what you needed to do. And the thing about Aladdin, the whole thing about it was everybody came dressed to impress. They came in a whole garment, and they all matched. And it was all very extravagant and all very like out there and exuberant. You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy you're bringing to the function, right? To your looks. That's what people love. People know you spent time and money on it, period. Right? It's giving, not name brand, no. It's giving, what do you call it? One of a kind. There it is. Where this artist made it just for you, and you're the only person who has that one item in your lifestyle or in your class. It's giving very, very, very high wealth factors. That's playing into your clothes. So you wear one of a kind, name brand, what do they call it? I'm hearing rare artifacts, relics, but it's not that. It's like, why is it not coming through? Only 10 of these were made. Rare, right? I'm seeing 1111, so that's my confirmation. Only 10 of these shoes or cars were made in the world. You're going to be one of the people that pop out with the car. That was the only 10 other people own in the world. That's the energy that's coming through for you guys. You stand out in some kind of way because you have things people don't. Your looks stand out because you wear stuff other people don't have, right? So it's like you wear the most expensive fragrances, and people are asking, like, what is that smell? I've never smelled it before. Of course you wouldn't. It's a signature. That's what it's called. You have a signature scent, a signature makeup look, a signature something, and people are always waiting to see. It's kind of like how I was mentioning Zendaya and Rihanna. They're the two people, if they're going to the Met Gala, everybody's feeding to see what they're wearing next, right? Because, of course, they have their own style and aesthetic, but there's something about a theme with the Met Gala. You have to be on theme, and they want to know what they're bringing to the table. They don't really care about what everyone else is wearing, but there's a handful of people when it's time for the Met Gala, fashionista type stuff. People are, waiting with bated breath to see what they're wearing. And that's the Zendayas and the Rihannas and all of them people, okay? That's what's coming through. It's also giving me how when Lady Gaga first came out, she was the only person wearing meat suits and these like sky high heels and walking perfectly in them, and like wearing these like very gruesome and weird and out there kind of, looks. And that could be what this death and rebirth is giving. Very extreme, very out there, very who is that person, what are they wearing? Maybe you wear a lot of hoodies and you put your head up and people can't really see. And this is perfectly tying into the hijab vibe that I was talking about. I think that's the proper wording for it. I'm not sure if that's what's called in every religion that wears them. I'm not 100% sure. As you can see, I'm American. But so their whole body's covered, but their face is giving what's pulling and drawing people in, because it's like a nightless. It's a star. Look, a star shining, and then you already have the star. Exactly. So your face card is giving. People are always wondering what you're gonna give next. And like ever since I've been getting into like makeup recently, there's a few people on social media that inspire me to like save their looks and try to do it myself. That's the kind of vibe you're giving. Whether it's makeup, whether it's clothes, whether it's something, you're always giving, serving to the collective. Okay? That's coming through very strongly. Now we have Scorpio vibes with death and rebirth. So you're definitely giving like a very intense stare. I'm hearing like cold, slathered eyes. I'm hearing long eyelashes. I'm hearing the nails, right? I'm hearing I'm hearing strong nose, and like there's something about your features that's all people can see, so they fixate very heavily on your features if all they can see is your face, right? If all you can do is your body's covered from head to toe, all you can show off is your face, your hands, which would be your nails, your makeup, your eyes, that's what you're going all out, right? Like I said, or you know, if all you can do is accessorize, you're buying the most expensive accessories and making your clothes the most expensive. I'm also seeing the scene in like Bridgerton season, any of the seasons, honestly, where the girls would go to the modiste, is what they called her, and she would make their clothes specifically for them, right? So it's like name brand, things that are only made for you, things that only you can wear, like not special services, like what can I say, specialization or something like that. I'll just describe it because I can't find the word. Right, like one of a kind is the word as well, but it's not the word that I'm looking for. Personalized as well. I think I said those already, but it's not the word I'm looking for. I don't think it is. But like I said, they would go to the modiste, and they were the only girl in all of Bridgerton or wherever, the tone that had that dress. Okay, and then I remember for like season 3 where Penelope like asked for 3 custom dresses, and like you know, hers was like very bosom filled, very curls. So all you can show is your hair and your face. It's giving at all times. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't have the liberties to show specific parts of your body, what you can show is what you're going in on, and that's what people fixated on, right? Let's get this dice. I'm trying to, your hands is supposed to, and look how it's coming through in both. Look how it's coming through in both. I'm like, I can't really get much about your looks, but it's giving you accessorize very, very, very well. We have a hand, your manicures, your nails, whatever it is, they always look clean, okay? Your hands are always the star that shows up. That's all people can see. And then here we have the death and rebirth. You can't see anything but the face, or where the face would be if they were showing a face. And it's giving like very clothed. So people love how you are able to stand out even though you're like stuck or placed in a box, essentially, with what you can and can't wear. And then we have the star card, which is tying into the whole, like I said, Aladdin and dressing and all the colorful different patterns and tones to what they would wear in that, you know, region of the world. Even in like India, like when they get married, it's like a whole affair. Like everybody's wearing these like full of spun gold and, you know, the most extravagant of silks and tulle and, you know what I mean, that kind of energy. So it is giving princess for some of you, for real. Like you dress up in like a very princessy attire, full blown dresses. And that's what people are thinking about your looks. They can't really, you know, they can't do that. They can't pull that off. They can't afford it, maybe. But you can. Here we have Jupiter, money. You're giving expensive, which came through in group 3. Like I said, if you felt called to it. Here we have, this is a horseshoe. So this is North Node, destiny. So maybe some of you come from money, and that's what sets you apart from everyone else. You always have the newest name brand, a one-of-a-kind thing, and only 10 of these were made in the world, and I have one of them because you come from money. Your father or parents are able to buy that for you, or you were able to accumulate the money and the funds to be that kind of person, okay? Exclusive could be the word coming through as well. I'm not sure that's the word I was thinking of. I still feel like it's eluding me, you know? That could be your beauty, your charm, like it's eluding me. I can't grab a hold of it, but I'm here whenever I do get to see it, you know. We have 8th house energy. coming through. 8th house vibes coming through. Very intense. Very hidden. Yeah, there's something here about you keeping your body hidden. Because so far, Scorpio was coming through a lot. And Scorpio did actually come through. Wow. Scorpio was coming through like all of the readings. Or the last 3. 2, 3, and 4. Some of you could be watching some of, 2 and then 4. Or 3 and then 4. Something like that. But we have like very secretive, very intense, that kind of energy. There is something very intense about you because we have death and rebirth, which is Scorpio energy. We have Scorpio actually coming out, okay? And then we have the 8th house as well. And the 8th house represents like sex appeal. So you can have like a very good, big sex appeal. And that's something you will love about your looks. But yeah, star quality, sex appeal. People wanting to know more. You look very expensive because you put a lot of time and money into how you look and a lot of effort. Here we have Leo, which is coming through in the last 2 readings, I believe. So more about being in the spotlight. You have a magnetism to you. And this Ace of Pentacles, I'm trying to figure out what this could be. This does represent like gifts and a lot of like self-worth. And like high value kind of energy. And it always represents like a gift from the gods, like something you were like a God-given talent or a God-given feature, a God-given body, a God-given, you were born into a rich family, that's God-given, right? That's the kind of energy coming through for you guys. And then we have 5th house, which is like very playful, very creative. Maybe you yourself don't buy the articles of clothing that are like one of a kind, but you make them, right? And that it comes a little bit in group 2. Where you're making your own kind of look, so no one else could ever have that because you made it yourself. You came up with it yourself. So definitely giving, what do you call it? Not star power, not firepower. All those are coming through though. I'm hearing, we need more firepower from Mulan. Where Mushu like comes to the tent or the pillar or the balcony where they're like throwing off the fireworks and he's like, we need more firepower. Oh, Mushu's a fool, okay? Yeah, that's maybe some of you have art from Asian cultures, because I know Mulan isn't, she's Asian, she's Chinese. And those cultures are very conservative as well. And it's funny because in group 1 we had something about Asians coming through, right? I'm not gonna ruin it for you. If you want to go watch it, go watch group 1, okay? But yeah, that their aesthetic was coming through. But yeah, that could be something coming through for some of you guys. How they're more conservative, but when it comes to Chinese New Year, they're all decked out in their garbs and their robes, and it's always embroidered. That's the word I was freaking looking for. For what I was talking about, Indian garments is embroidered with gold and silver, and it's very expensive, and they go all out. It has to be very like, oh, my family only has this, or your family may have a specific color, or you may have a specific color that it's all you wear. You only wear pink, you only wear blue, you only wear white, you only wear purple, that kind of thing. And that's something people think when they look at you, because we have all these colors coming through here. We have purple, we have gold, and then we have red and pink. We have green coming through a lot as well. But there's something here about culture playing a big part into how you dress and what you do and why you stand out. Because a lot of people like see other cultures and they get like inspired by it and they start picking and stealing, and you know what I mean? What do they call it? Not culture swapping. Maybe it's culture nabbing, I would call it, because they don't pay homage to the culture they stole it from. They just steal it and try to make it their own, But yeah, because I remember I was watching a video on TikTok where there was this girl who was talking about how she was trying, is it appropriation? Yes, it's cultural appropriation. You're appropriating, okay? You're not admiring, you're stealing and trying to make it seem like you came up with it. But she was talking about how she was like very astonished or surprised when she heard the song Azizam by Ed Sheeran. She was like, who is this Ed Sheeran, this white man singing this song? And I do believe Azizam means like my dearly beloved or something in Palestinian, one of those. I don't know what the exact language is from, but I know she's like from that culture. 𝐓𝐈𝐿𝐴 means like my dear or my beloved, so my love, you know. And she heard the song and she's like, who is this person? Who, Ed Sheeran? Why is he saying this? Is a word that's in, I forget. And she went into saying how she like kind of, you know, relaxed a little bit and looked back and thought on how a lot of the same music tones and beats and instruments are used in Irish Gaelic culture as well. So she was like, okay, my culture uses like a lot of bagpipes, so does Scottish and Irish cultures. Ours, their music is a lot of a 6-beat, something like that. Boom, 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 like, you know, very fast-paced music, and so is their culture. So maybe he's like not appropriating, he's appreciating. There's a difference between cultural appreciation and appropriation, child, okay? And she was basically explaining how she went from asking herself, why is Ed Sheeran out here talking about 𝐓𝐈𝐿AZM? He's not, you know what I mean? He's not Muslim, or he's not Palestinian, he's not nothing like that, Persian, whatever. So there's no reason for him to be doing all that. But then she thought about it deeper and was realizing how like some of the same threads run through all the cultures. So maybe he wasn't, you know. And then at the end, she was basically saying how she appreciated how he was like bringing attention to that specific culture. So he wasn't really appropriating that. I think Ed Sheeran even commented on her video, and it's like a very beautiful, like, you know, oh, maybe I, you know, jumped the gun a little bit and thought this person was doing this, but they're actually doing that. But it's definitely giving a lot of eyes are on you. You're very popular. Ed Sheeran is also someone who comes from like a big, very rich and abundant culture. And that could be something you come from. That's why all these references are coming through. Where like very extravagant, very good looking kind of stuff. And this is stuff you wear on the daily. And people are like, why are you always looking so fancy? This is not fancy. This is everyday wear in my culture. Don't try to come for me, you know. And how sometimes in a quinceañera you wear your big fluffy princess dress, and maybe that's something you do all the time. That's just something you love to do, and that's you, right? You want to stand out. You're not doing it to stand out, but your fashion sense just can't be contained. People want to see it, you know. And people are like, wow, that person's got style, you know. And there's something to be said about people who are so fearless, because people who wear like the most extravagant and beautiful and out there clothes, I just like, I want to know what they wear next. I want to know what they're wearing next, but also I'm like, you're so brave for being fearless and wearing that thing, knowing you're getting a lot of attention wearing it. Me, I'm trying to blend in, like, nah, I don't want nobody to see me, but then they just be wearing, you be, especially in New York City, you be seeing the craziest things, and I'm like, I wonder what it's like to be their friend. I wonder what it's like to live with them. I wonder what their closet looks like. And that's kind of what people are thinking about when it comes to you as well. They're wondering those things when it comes to your look. They're admiring those things. They're digging those things, right? How your culture shines through. And I love how she's like holding her like chest, her heart area, and like the ideas are sprouting. So there's something specific about your culture inspiring what you wear and how you look. Okay? And you could come from like a very appropriated, not appreciated culture. Just putting it out there. Black people, our culture is always being stolen. Indian people, Muslim people, Chinese people, Indian people, Caribbean people, like their culture is always being thief, and they don't get no appreciation. It's appropriation. Okay? I'm hearing how in Trinity, not Trinity, but Caribbean culture, when it comes to carnival, they wear like these extravagant suits, and there's the jumbies that be walking around on stilts and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, wine and soca and all that kind of stuff, and people want to come in, try to take it, and they think, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that, when you really aren't. You're not. Like, stop trying to appropriate someone else's culture. You can appreciate it, but don't appropriate it. You know what I mean? Trying to have the accent and pretend you're this and do this and do, you know what I mean? It's a lot of different stuff. So it's giving your cultures a big inspiration behind how you dress and what you do. And people are like always like chomping at the bit to see what's coming next, right? This is a very different reading from group 1, 2, and 3. So I hope it resonates for somebody out there. But you're very rich in culture. A lot of patterns, gold, riches, things that you really wouldn't see very often is what you kind of wear, and why people are digging your look right now, okay? Like I said, your hands are coming through, your face is coming through as well, and your arms are coming through if you are able to show your arms. But anyway, the next card we have is Rosemary, Ancient Memory, and it's definitely giving culture. It's definitely giving past life, and we have North Node coming through. It's definitely giving destiny. Okay, somebody's name here could be Destiny. But look, it's definitely giving those kind of garbs where you have to wear like the full body. You can't show anything. All we're seeing is her hands and her face. You know, that's all we can see from her because everything else is covered up. That keeps coming through. And how some people have those nose rings, and they have their ears are full of, you know, jewelry, and their arms are full of the bangles, and that's coming through as well. A lot of like expensive jewelry is coming through for you guys. But maybe flower wreaths, flower headbands is coming through as well. The next card we have is 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐿 community. Yeah, so something about your background, your culture, your community plays a big part in how you dress, and that's what people are digging about your looks, right? Like I said, they can feel the richness of your culture and just based on how you dress. Now we have nettle action. Maybe some of you wear snakes. That Britney Spears debacle at the VMAs where she wore a snake around her shoulder. But look at how the snake, if you can even see the pattern of the snake, how the snake is like glistening. It's shining. So scales, patterns, snake skins, leopards, that's giving rich as well. That will make you stand out as well. Whether it's a part of your culture or not, it's definitely giving, I stand out, I don't fit in, I can't fit in. You know, it doesn't work that way for me, right? So you're wearing snake skin, you're wearing cheetah print, you're wearing leopard, you're wearing fur, something along those lines are coming through, and that's what people appreciate about your looks. You're always going to step out and show out. And now we have Dragon's Blood Animal Monday, which is like oneness. It's definitely giving you are very in tune with yourself, what you love, and this ancient memory and Animal Monday is giving me the same vibes here. You're very in tune with where you come from, and you dress that way. I'm hearing Native American culture as well. Could be a big thing coming through. Where they like wear the marks on their faces, and there's some like tribes in Africa where they kind of like, what do you call it? It's like scarring, where they make these big, deep scars on the baby's face, and the baby has to grow up and into it. And like that seems like a blessing or beautiful in their culture. And it's seen as like maybe different for other people. It's like, wow, you look like so different and beautiful. Or you look like maybe even weird, or they can't place you, or they're like why would they do that? Like there's a bunch of different stuff coming through. But it's like you come from a culture specifically that where in America it would be seen as, oh, that's different, very different, you know? It's like giving how Scottish people, the men wear the skirts, the kilts, the celts, you know what I mean? How in the Pacific Islander culture, the men wear the grass skirts, and they hula dance, and sometimes they be wasting better than the females waist, right? And they walk around shirtless and muscular, and that's their thing. Men with long, curly, wavy hair, that's not seen as normal in American culture, because men are seen as like, you know, having shorter hair. So you are, you know, unconventional in some kind of way if you're wearing your hair long down your back if you're a guy, okay? That's coming through as well. Native American culture, they have like the paint on their bodies. They wear the feathers, and sometimes they will like be naked as well. Sometimes people are like, where did that come from? And what are you doing? And it's just like, this is my culture. What do you mean? I don't know anything else other than that. Your eyes are coming through. But something here about glitter is coming through as well. You glitter, you shine, the star, and the nettle action, the way the snake is like glistening, glittering. And yeah, absolutely. In this card here, we have the same thing coming through where they're like their top half is naked. There's 3 women here. The top half is naked, and they're all wearing like different skirts. And then the guy who's playing the ukulele or the guitar is shirtless as well, but he's wearing like a grass skirt. So that's coming through. Again. Maybe you grew up very heavy in the jungle or on the land or of the earth, and people are like not used to seeing that kind of, how can I explain it? Like in America, we would never think to wear a grass skirt, but in the region you come from, it's normal, it's regular. I'm also hearing Brazil, I'm hearing Rio de Janeiro. There's something about their culture that like shines through and you're able to tell. and they're wearing all these different colors, and they have an accent, and their hair is beautiful, and most of them, their hair is like very curly and textured, and people are just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, you're so full, like, we can tell your heritage based on how you look. Is basically the vibe that's coming through. That's what people dig about your looks, that they can tell. Okay, I don't want to keep repeating myself, even though I probably have millions of times already. But yeah, I'm definitely keep seeing that specific, like, facial, like, scarring that they do in Africa sometimes, where they, like, I don't know how they do it, but, like, the women, like, have dots and gauges and scars on their face, but it's seen as, like, a rite of passage. It's not seen as anything gruesome or horrible. It's just something they do to the babies over there. You know, mutilate them in some kind of way. But it's a part of the culture. And some people look very beautiful with it. The tattoos on their face, the tattoos on their arm, the tribal tattoos that the, you know, Pacific Islanders have, and the, you know, that kind of stuff. The Samoan cultures have. They have, like, the tribal tattoos, and they're so beautiful. And people are like, what is that? Oh, that's my tribal tattoo. I've never seen that before. They don't know. There's some people, believe it or not, some people who don't know. They're very, like, sheltered when it comes to different cultures. Like, I feel like I know a lot about different cultures. I've grown up in places where there's a lot of different cultures, but there are some people who really do, like, have no idea. So they see you walking down the street with this big old tattoo. What does that mean in this skirt? What does that mean in this hijab? What does that mean? They're just like, wow. They want to see what you're going to wear the next day, you know? And it's funny because I wanted to use the example at the beginning of the reading, but I didn't. There was a girl who used to live in Florida next to me, and she was, like, Pakistani, right? And all she would be able to wear was her garbs every day, even to school. And she didn't want to be that different, so she would, like, you know, hide clothes in her bag and change at school and change before she would go home. And I'm like, girl, why? You're what you wear is beautiful. I wish I could wear that. I'm stuck wearing regular clothes. You get to wear these beautiful garments, and it was really pretty because the Pakistani people, that, like, even in regular, they were like the tulle and the blue and purples and pinks, and I'm like, girl, like, that's giving. Like, that's giving. Why you want to wear regular? Of course, you're a child and you're, like, in middle school and high school. You don't want to stand out, but it's giving as you've grown up. You've learned to want to stand out in whatever your culture may deem, like, you know, important or a rite of passage, and you wear it and kind of show it off for everyone else. Like, if you're a guy, you're wearing the skirts. That's your culture. If you're in America, you're still wearing them. That's your culture, right? You're getting the tattoos, you're getting the garments, you're getting all that kind of stuff, even if it's not the norm in America. People love you for it. I love her clothes. I'm like, girl, I wish I could wear them clothes. I'm stuck wearing these boring jeans and a shirt. But she would religiously change into her regular clothes at school and then change back into her clothes before she got home. I'm like, why even? Why? But yeah, you're definitely that kind of person. You don't want to blend in. You want to stand out. Okay? But and what does she say in the song? I won't be silenced. You can't keep me quiet. I won't tremble when you try it. All I know is I won't go speechless. Let the storm in. I cannot be broken. No, I won't live unspoken, because I know that I won't go speechless. You won't live unspoken. You're right out there, loud and proud in yourself. And then she's like, try to lock me in this cage. I won't just lay me down and die. I will take these broken wings and watch me burn across the sky. Hear the echoes saying I. So something about feathers as well. I'm hearing Icarus flying too close to the sun kind of thing. That's coming through as well. So your culture could be, I think that's like a Greek tragedy. So you can have like Greek culture as well. I don't really know much about Greek culture, but I do know of the, you know, the island. I think it's like Santorini, where it's like a bunch of beautiful houses that all stand apart because they're different colors. And that would be you in America. All the different colored houses in like a suburban rural neighborhood where all the houses are white. You're going to be that one colorful house standing out amongst the crowd, okay? So I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe we love to have. If you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye.